Hello, I'm talking today to Professor Andrzej Grzybowski from Poznań, Poland, and I have the pleasure of speaking with him about an online event he's been preparing. The event is on artificial intelligence in ophthalmology, and it will take place on Friday, June the 3rd. And we hope that as many people as possible will join the event. And Andrzej, I wanted to ask you a few questions about this. First of all, could you tell me when you first decided to organize this online event? What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, I thought about it for some time. However, probably the final argument was to receive the support from the Polish Ministry of Science and Education. We applied for such a grant because always organizing such an international event is a demanding task. So and then we when we received the positive response and the also financial support to organize it, then of course I decided to have it this year. However, well, why AI in ophthalmology? Why artificial intelligence? Well, this is a very hot topic today, and in recent years, it was shown to be a very productive area in research, and particularly in ophthalmology, with the well, hundreds of papers of different studies published every year. And there are many promising applications for AI in healthcare and of course also in ophthalmology, addressing a variety of aims and taking many different approaches. So this was the reason that we should maybe also overview, to present some of the best examples and discuss the promises of the future and also some possible limitations.
Thank you. And looking at the speaker list, these are really indeed the best of the best in this field. Could you tell me how you chose the speakers? What was your key to selecting them?
Yeah. Maybe I would add something to my previous comment. I mean, but there are some ambitious expectations for AI in healthcare and ophthalmology, and some of them include, for example, outperforming doctors, helping to diagnose what is presently undiagnosable, help to treat what is presently untreatable, and to recognize on images what is presently unrecognizable. As an example, I can tell you the results of this study, which was published a few years ago, 2018, by the group of Dr. Poplin. And they showed they produced the algorithm, AI algorithm, that was able to based on fundus pictures, just fundus images, to recognize the age of a patient, the sex of a patient, if the patient was a smoker or not, BMI, and then systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So all of these features were completely far or beyond the possibility of detection by a human grader, even very experienced retina specialist after watching well, thousands of images would never say anything about the sex or age of a patient. So it shows some completely new prospects of this technology for healthcare and ophthalmology, just to add it. So, well, I was able, and I'm very happy that I was able to invite very well recognized, great experts in the field from all over the world. Just to start with, the Professor Emily Chu, who is the director of the Division of Epidemiology and Clinical Applications at the National Eye Institute, and she is a very well-known scientist from US, related with many great studies like AREDS study, for example, or ECHOD, and few more. And she is the editor-in-chief of the Ophthalmology Science presently. Then another person related to US is Professor Michael Chiang, who is a pediatric ophthalmologist, however, also a director of the National Eye Institute, and he is the person very much involved in the AI medical devices or AI algorithms in retinopathy of prematurity. Again from US, Professor Michael Abramoff, one of the gurus in this area, because he is the creator of the first FDA approved algorithm or AI medical device for diabetic retinopathy. This is autonomic AI algorithm for this purpose. He is from Iowa University. Then Professor Linda Zangwill from San Diego. She has worked for many years in glaucoma AI algorithm, and as a matter of fact, we also collaborate on this topic. Then we have great speakers from Asia. We have Professor Paisen Rambonsuk from Thailand. He published several very important studies on the use of AI technologies with the Google, because they conduct many studies in Thailand based on Google different algorithms. And then Professor Daniel Ting from Singapore, also very active, one of the leaders of this subject worldwide, working not only in Singapore, but also he is associated professor in China, in Guangzhou. But as a matter of fact, he is present all over the world. And from Europe, I invited Professor Damien Jatinel from Paris, from Rothschild Institute, who, with his team, of course, they developed very interesting IOL calculating formula based on AI that was published, and it shows some other applications that only related with the retina. It's just an international faculty. Then we have a group of Polish scientists from all over the country. All of them experts, computer scientists or vision scientists related with the AI studies. So I hope very much that it will bring a lot of new information.
Absolutely, what a lineup, amazing. And could you tell me if you're planning for this to be a regular event or just a one-off?
Well, at the moment, since we received the grant from our Ministry of Science for 2 years, we are sure to organize it also next year. Then, well, depending on the feedback and on the need of our attendees, we will decide to continue. But I'm pretty sure that there is a need to have such a meeting. So I would be happy to continue this idea in the future.
And could you briefly tell me about your own work in this area?
Well, we have been working for some time in AI and mostly in diabetic retinopathy, and published a few studies on that. And then we moved into the practical application, which might be quite interesting because we have conducted a relatively big project in Wielkopolska region. This is one of the regions in Poland, 3.6 million of inhabitants, diabetic retinopathy screening based on AI. We aimed to screen 40,000 of diabetic patients. This project is funded by European Union, and it will be finished this year. And this is the real life scenario project. So as we know, some clinical studies and some laboratory, I would say, studies, they have some limitations because very often they can be hardly replicated in the real life. So then we decided to do a real life project, and this is what we conduct in Poland. Then, of course, we collaborate with many other groups all over the world. We have collaborated with the group in Singapore, in Thailand, for example, on the use of deep learning, artificial intelligence to predict the presence of plateau iris. Then we collaborate with a group from China, from Professor Ningli Wang from Beijing, to use machine learning to determine risk factors for myopia progression. We did a few studies based on the comparisons between different algorithms, which I believe is very important, but still relatively rare. There's still only a few such studies available. And quite recently, we did the interesting study, which is not published yet, on variability of grading diabetic retinopathy screening images among non-trained retina specialists in Poland. So just in short, I mean, we do a lot of studies, not everything I have mentioned, and of course, welcome anybody who want to collaborate with us.
Absolutely. Just to add that we have published some information on the first project that you mentioned, and I will link it here so that the viewers can read more about it. And we hope to publish again once you've got your full results, and you can present the findings from that. And just to conclude,
just to mention, maybe we can be also some benefit. Just to mention, we have published a book which was launched at the end of last year. I mean, I think the November last year. So it's pretty new, AI in ophthalmology, and this is the joint project. I'm the editor, but I invited again best experts worldwide from all continents, and I'm pretty sure that it delivers presently pretty good content in this subject.
Absolutely, really comprehensive. And just to finish off, would you be able to tell me in just 1 or 2 sentences, why should our readers register for the event and join the event on the 3rd of June?
Artificial intelligence is around us, and it will change medicine, and also including ophthalmology. So please come and learn about the recent developments in different subfields of ophthalmology based on AI technology. Welcome. I cannot hear you.
Myself, a classic move. So thank you so much for talking to me today, and I hope to see you virtually at the event on June the 3rd.
Thank you very much. Thank you.